Hi, and welcome to How to JS videos. Well, today I'll be showing you how to declare functions, different ways to call and define functions. Okay, so you start with the function keyword, followed by the name of the function, open and close in parentheses, and the open and closing curly braces, which are known as the function body, or where you would write the function definition. The open and close parentheses is where you provide parameters or arguments which are passed into the function for use. So for this example, we'll be using num1 and num2 because we'll be adding two numbers together. So we're going to return num1 plus num2, and this should just take two numbers and add them together. So we're going to log this out, see if this works as we expect. So we're going to just put something like called the function. Let's see, all the result is. Let's make it low, make more sense. So we're going to call add with 10 and 10, and we should get 20 from that. Let's see if we do. So we're going to check down here. We're going to save it, run it, and we get 20. Wow, that's magical, right? So that's just a basic function declaration. And now we're going to move on to an example of a function expression. And for that, we're going to bar add, spacing right, is equal to a function. It takes the same num1 and num2 and does the same thing. So we put a semicolon here because we're storing this function into the add variable, and we're going to take this variable and use the same signature. We're going to use 20 and 10 instead and see if we get 30. And we get 30. And that is called a function expression. Here's a third type of function that we can use, which is a named function expression. So if I just put the word, I don't know, addition here, doesn't change the way this function is going to be called because this is what it is stored in. So I'm going to say, I don't know, let's just change this to adds. I could leave it exactly like this and get the same result. But let's just change it just for proof. Let's just change this to adds with an S, and I should still get 30. Or let's just make this another 20 over here, and I should get 40. And there we go, we get 40. And this function is being passed around just like a variable can. So this is a named function expression because it has a name. If I take this away, it's just a function expression. Don't let the names confuse you. They're all just about the same thing. And here's another example of a something called an iffy, which is an immediately invoked function expression, meaning that it's invoked immediately. And invoked just means to call. So this is a function that gets called immediately. And how do we do that? We wrap these special parentheses around the function that run this in its own execution context, and we put the parentheses on the outside to pass these params in directly right here. So we're gonna make this 40 and 40, right? And we're gonna call this add iffy. And to get the return value of this, since this is already executed right here, the value that gets sent back or returned from this function is stored in add iffy. So if we want to log this out, we just add iffy. And let's see if we get the result. And we said 40 and 40. Let's save it. Let's build it. We get 80. Isn't that amazing? We could also make this an immediately invoked function, named function expression. If I just called this add, it would work the same way. So if I put 50 and 40, I should get what? 90, right? And we sure do. So I hope that wasn't too mind-boggling for you. This is just the basics of it. There's certainly more better ways to call functions. Right now, every example that I've given you was pretty much, except for the last two, the function is being called in a global scope, and we don't really want to pollute the global namespace. So we'd probably want to use a namespace for that. And I'll have a video on that coming up soon. But for now, this is the simple way that functions can be called and passed around. Thanks. And I hope you understood. And if you don't, comment and tell me what you have a problem with, and we'll try to get that cleared up for you. I hope this was straight to the point.